Hi guys, I've been looking forward to this one for a while. We have a game with the legendary mod just starting up here, um, and I will connect to it. Host on the Clockwork server. We're playing Late Age Pythium. Um, this is the one with all of the Hydras. And the legendary mod, I really don't know what to expect. It's such a huge mod, I haven't got my head around it quite yet. But it makes the game a little more PvP, or sorry, PvE and a little less PvP, maybe. We'll see if this does anything to stop the player-on-player violence. Um, but it adds a ton of events, a ton of stories, really, and should make the world feel a little bit more alive. I've found I had to struggle a lot more with initial expansion, and that's affected my build. Basically, the world is hostile. So we're Worm Eater, god of Pythium, spring of year zero. So the heavenly throne has shattered, and with no Pantocrator to sit upon it and preside over the world, a fragment of the old throne, a shard, has landed in Pythium, no doubt drawn by the power of the aspiring pretender Worm Eater, he who runs like an arrow, the shadow, turner of the flood, the shadow of death. Though its power has been lost and a new throne of ascension must be forged for a new Pantocrator to arise, the celestial shard still holds tremendous power and could be consumed to create something remarkable. Magic site found. Interesting. An unexpected event has occurred in Pythium. Dark days are ahead of you. The war cache has been opened and a substantial amount of gold and resources has been added to your treasure. Now every player gets both of these events at the start, so Province resource is 100 and an extra 400 gold, and this is going to tick down over the next couple of turns. Let's have a look at our situation. So we are Pythium. This is looks like a cartographic revision map. I'm probably getting that wrong, but it doesn't look like we have any swamps that are that close to us. Swamps are useful for these guys because we have these serpent acolytes, uh, which can train being in a temple, but I believe they have to be in a swamp in order to be able to use that ability. Let's rename this guy. He is not Benedictus. He is the Gatherer of Worms. Maybe Worm. He will be our prophet of Worm Eater. Our bless is uh, a major imprisoned rainbow bless. And I've ended up doing this in order to make the Hydras work for expansion. So we've got magic weapons, so 4 astral, shock resistance. I tried swiftness, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. So we'd rather get some shock resistance instead. Major and minor poison resistances for plus 15, that's 3 nature. Fire resistance is plus 10, that's major fire resistance. Defense skill is plus 4, so this is 6 points of water to get defense skill twice on these guys. So this should hopefully work with helping the Hydras repel attacks. Undying plus 10, it's a little greedy, but since my Hydras regenerate, Undying should keep them alive a little bit longer. And Strength plus 4, this is coming from Earth and Blood um, to, to allow my Hydras to kill a couple things. Yeah, we won't be seeing our Pretender for a good long time. In terms of recruitment, we're getting a Serpent Acolyte so that he can train Hydras in the temple. We are getting a Battle Deacon. There's a number of events in this game that allow you to interact with other players by accepting and interacting with events that occur in your capital. So I'm going to need a guy in my capital for next turn to handle an event. And later, I can use this guy to lead Hydras in expansion. He's got built-in poison resistance, and he'll be able to bless the Hydras. And in terms of Hydras, my entire game plan is to get one of these bad boys every single turn. I guess ladies? I don't know if Hydras are female or male. They're probably androgynous. They have regeneration, fear, resistance to damage. They're susceptible to fire, but we took major fire resistance to minimize this. They're already poison resistant, but they're going to be completely resistant to poison with our bless. Cold-blooded, so got to avoid fighting in winter. Swimming, which could be useful. Swamp survival. Recuperation. Wait, swimming. Huh. I thought these guys could go underwater. Maybe I'm wrong there. Recuperation, which will be useful. And then they've got Poison Cloud and Unsurroundable. So Unsurroundable, units with this ability get reduced penalty from being surrounded and attacked from multiple opponents at once. The Unsurroundable unit can attack as many times as this value can be attacked as many times as this valuable value before taking a harassment penalty to his defense skill. So basically what that means is these things are going to take an entire square. They're going to at least be taking the square in front of it with attack. So if they're fighting humans, there could be 3 to 6 attacks coming at them. That means their defense skill is not going to be lowered, and they're going to have 16 defense against incoming attacks. So I'm hoping this leads to these guys being able to repel lots with their many, many attacks, and thereby live a little bit. To go along with them, I'm getting the Hydra Hatchlings. These guys are only size 3, so they have less attack density. These guys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks. These guys are 1, 2, times 2 is 4 attacks per square. Same set of attributes here, slightly smaller Poison Cloud, but everything else is the same. Oh yeah, and slightly lower Unsurround, but the same effective Unsurroundable per square. They have less defense than their big brothers, and they still have like that low-ish natural protection. Limited recruitment, so I can only get one of these per turn, so that's why I need to get one of these every turn, and then I'll get these Hydras to go along with it. And this is going to be the core to the opening 12 turns at least, is these Hydras. I don't really know what I'm going to do there. I took luck scales. I'm hoping that the luck kind of guides me as to what I want to do next. There's lots of good provinces to own in this area that probably have lots of money associated with them. My scales are mostly to generate money rather than anything else. I want the gold, and I'm hoping that I can use the gold to hopefully get through the first part of the game pretty easily, and then maybe, who knows, maybe I'll be able to kill another player. Who knows? Anyway, that's turn 1. Thanks for watching. Hi guys, we have turn 2 of LA Pythium playing Fable. Let's take a look and see what's in store for us. So lots of prophets. I've got Worm Gatherer the Centurion. It's hereby knows a prophet of Worm Eater. That's me. Horus Leprechaun. Royal Forester. God Emperor of Mankind is the name of the pretender. Hero of the Gokin. Shall be the prophet of Jack Skellington. For Joman. Interesting. That's a Japanese mythology there. Holder of the Windbag. Rain. Rain is his prophet. Caelim's prophet's Rain. Toil Hill of the Batab. Is a prophet of I shouldn't have joined this. Oh, that's a little meta right there. Logos. I think this might be an unrenamed pretender. And then the legendary Bug Squasher. Accept the Snow Captain. Cool. So someone's really banking on a certain event here playing out. Okay, let's have a look and see what happens. So the war cache supplies are dwindling. Province 3 resource minus 25. If you remember back to our first turn, we had plus gold and plus resources. So this is part of that event chain. So we're gonna lose resources every turn. Oh boy, this is the prisoner's dilemma. A limping man in a black coat has appeared at the gates of your seat of power, offering a most peculiar gift. If you were granted the ability to bless your neighbors with wealth, while sharing none of their newly found fortune, would you accept to use that power in such a manner, knowing that they would, no doubt, be as magnanimous as you, were the situation reversed? Or would you attempt to corrupt the power and harness it yourself, even though such a profane act would poison the lands of all your neighbors who might have helped you instead? So, uh, this is kind of prisoner's dilemma in the sense that I can accept and like give my fellow players a bonus in the game. These are the bonuses, I'll read them next. Or I can take one of the bonuses for myself and uh, kind of uh, annoy everyone else. Now, what this old man isn't saying is that my choice here is going to be shared with other players, so they'll know what I've done to them. So their options would be, if we don't accept, we could seize magic for ourselves. Um, Prosperity is a zero-sum game. You cannot gain great wealth unless it is taken from others who do not have as great a need for it as you. Diplomacy. Harness the power offered to create a powerful negotiating tool, which can be used to acquire new and bountiful lands. Subterfuge. Sometimes there is no better weapon than knowledge, especially if backed up by a well-placed daggers aimed at the back. The limping man has promised to return twice more on the turn of the month to hear your answer, should you not have it now. So we're going to accept that, because, okay, so a handful of air gems from a broken mirror, lovely. And that's what this guy was for. Lano, you're going to accept the event. Sheemish, you're going to train monsters in temple. Um, we're going to patrol with this guy. Actually, no, we're going to preach with him for now. But he is going to get scripted with Divine Blessing, 2 Sermons of Courage, and then Watery Death. Watery Death is my smite, so it auto hits for 10 damage with an extra effect of drowning. So this occurs, but then it basically does double damage to people that can't breathe underwater. It's not a bad smite, it's definitely not the best. Okay, so you're going to preach. Okay, we've got, yeah, so we can see some of the excitement here. Let me finish the recruitment first. We're going to get a Serpent Priest, and I'm not going to use the remaining commander point. Just to get another Hydra, I think. I guess I could get a Serpent Acolyte and start him researching. But I think we're just going to go for Hydras. Yeah, let's take a look at what's around our capital here. So longbowmen, militias, and heavy cavalry. This is pretty normal. Militias, woodland spirits, archers, and heavy infantry. That actually seems pretty reasonable. We had a good Dominion spread this turn too. Wow. Luck, turmoil. These could all be mine. So this is a little different. A huge Hamadryad was seen towering over the army. The army appears to be commanded by the Hamadryad. So that's a little different. The Hamadryad's like a kind of tree. Over here, It's Wolf Tribe, and over here, Longbowmen, Heavy Infantry, and Light Infantry. So we actually have a pretty modest starting area. I'm not sure. We could potentially expand this turn. No. I always play conservative, so I'm going to keep playing conservative. Let's see. Turn on some names. Okay, I don't quite know who's bordering me yet. This might be the most effective way to go. And then here. Yeah, let's go north, because I'm going to want this one. It's such a good province. Cool. Oh, I should check mercenaries. Kufri's swordsman. No thanks, I'm broke. And I could think about setting some research, but let's do that next turn. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Alright, I've got another turn of Clockwork Fable here as LA Pythium. Let's have a look. There's been some talk about the game. Oh, it looks like I'm the last person to go here. So I might do 2 turns back to back, which would be really fun. So an unexpected event is occurring in Pythium. The war cache supplies are dwindling. So again, this is ticking down. We started with 100 bonus province resources, and it's ticking down. The Pythium castle has finally been cleansed from the unholy presence of a vindictive ghost. I don't know what that means. Hopefully it's a good thing. I think because I patrolled with my prophet last turn, worldwide event has occurred. Reports have come in that the ruler of Gath has struck a bargain with mysterious and mystic entity. Already wise men sense a sinister oh, this is grammar. Already wise men sense a sinister tugging on the fabric of creation, an existence being rewoven into different patterns, while oracles and seers dream nightmarish and horrifying predictions. And it's the same thing for Calum. Calum did the same thing. So last turn, we had that wise man come visit us, and we decided to accept his proposal that, we share in the world's resources. Calum and Gath chose to take advantage of that. So they are starting off with some kind of bonus. I have no idea what that wise man would have given them, but clearly it's going to be bad for everyone else. So Calum and Gath are role playing a little bit of chaotic evil here. Okay, we've got our turn. So army setup. We've got our hydras ready to go. Divine Blessing, Sermon of Courage, Watery Death, Advance and Cast Spells. You're in the back. Hydra's one step in front of you. And where do we go? This would be really nice to have. Poisoners ain't gonna bother me. How can we get there? So I don't know if I want to risk a Hamadryad. Harpies are gonna fly, so that's really scary because they could snipe my commander. Lionesses sound less bad. So probably here and then here. Or I go here, and the next turn I go here. So I'm going to recruit another, we'll recruit a Thaumaturge. Ooh, we are broke. We're really broke. We're going to at least get this guy. Oh, well, I guess we're broke. Chain mods. So yeah, we're broke. Let's focus on being broke first. Woodland Spirits. That wouldn't be so bad. Heavy cav, we'd take some losses there, so I'd rather not do that. This would be the easiest, probably. So what if I go here, here, here? I think is what I'll do. So we'll go here. This guy can patrol this turn with these guys. Hold an attack. Hold, 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 hold. Retreat, and then save yourself. So what's going to happen is we're going to get another turn of recruitment. So 1, 2, 3 mini hydras, plus the one we train, and 1 major hydra. And then we'll meet up here next turn. So we're going to get this and this. And hopefully that helps our income. We really just need gold right now. Yeah, so that's our recruitment. No mages, no research. Screw research this game. Well, I shouldn't say that. I need some of it. Now I haven't really thought too much about what the research needs to be for these guys. Like, that's cool. That's a fire magic bonus. Gift of the Sacred Swamp, poison resistance. Oh, neat. Catabless. So this is this is like Twiceborn, but for my specific death mages. And it's only level 3, and I can get personal regen on the way. I think it's gonna have to be, well, I need, Foul Vapors is good. On level 5. And there's a few things that come along the way with that. So we can do enchantment 5. The other thing is alteration. Wooden warriors and enlarge are nice. So wooden warriors come on level 5, enlarge comes on level 2. This gets me plus 30% HP, plus strength. It does affect my attack density on my mini hydras, but it should only hit my mini hydras, I'm hoping. So let's go here for now. Alt 2, enchantment 5. And then presumably I'm going to need some construction. Ooh, I shouldn't have opened that screen. That's a problem for another day. Let's get construction 2, just in case I can get owl quills. And then enchantment 5. Not that I'm going to be researching that quickly because I didn't take magic scales. I took drain 1, and I'm not going to be having that many researchers this game until I finish expanding with my deadly sacreds. All right, so that's the turn. Let me just double check this. Yeah, that's what I want that to be. Let's end turn. Oh, and I didn't see that Marignon had not played his turn, so I cannot do 2 turns in a row. Thanks for watching, guys. Hi guys, I've got turn 4 of Clockwork Fable here. This is the turn after that wise man came and offered us several options, none of which I really understood, but I chose to share my power with the other players. And we should see the effects of that this turn. Okay, so Proclamation from Gath. We got our Prophet. Proclamation from Raga. Another Prophet. We got our battle here. Looks like this went successfully. Let's take a look. Okay, Divine Blessing. We got our fat Hydras. Morale 1. Magic weapons, shock resistance, poison resistance, fire resistance, defense skill, undying, and strength. Just beautiful. Like, these guys are just hitting like tanks right now. We're gonna look at and see how these big hydras perform. Um, Hopefully this one. Look at how much damage this guy's taken. He's lost 2 heads. We're back up. Yeah, we're only down 1 head now. Oh, there's no way this guy lives through this. -2, -5. How much Undying do I have? Undying 10. I can go to -10. He's still gonna die though. -2. I think he's coming back. This guy is coming back. He's at +1. So that was scary. Let's take a look at the battle log here for the Hydras. This one took the most damage. We'll go all the way down here. So, attack a longbowman hit a Hydra in the body with a short sword for 6 points of damage. Rolled 20 versus 15. Damage roll 15 plus 5 versus prot roll 8 plus 8 is 5 points of damage. Damage increased to 6 due to slashing. Let's see another melee engagement with this guy, because I'm doubting the defense idea. Oh no, there is. 20 versus 21, 17 versus 26, 16 versus 23, 17 versus 24. So I'm getting lots of defense checks here. So this is fine. I'm a little worried about my own blessed design, but I'm hoping it'll pay off. So yeah, we ended up losing 2 Hydras, 2 Hydra hatchlings, that is, just the little guys, and took out 62 province defense, fairly heavy on the longbowman, but nonetheless did fairly well. Lost a guy to a heavy infantry and a longbowman. It really was those arrows that were chipping into me. Okay, a worldwide event has occurred. It looks like Atlantis has struck a bargain, so this means Atlantis has gone the other way with that wise old man and decided to take power rather than donate to the rest of us. So let's have a look through all these events. All these events are in my capital. So the war cache is dwindling. That's fine. We knew that from last turn. We've got an astounding amount of treasure that has simply materialized in the nation's capital, treasury. A veritable hoard of gold and precious gems fill every nook and cranny. In the corner of your eye, you think you catch a glimpse of a black hooded figure, but he's gone before your mind can even register it. So this is that event from last turn that some other nation hit accept for. So I'm effectively getting gold here and gems from another nation. Everything but blood slaves, actually. And another one, so 2. And another one, that's 3. And another one, that's 4. And another one, that's 5. 5 players. 6 players picked positively. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus me. And then we have some that didn't pick positively. Oh, there's one more. This guy picked positively, so we just got these guys that wouldn't have picked positively. Okay, so this is not good. Strange forces are at work in Pythium. Wise men warned things are not as they should be, as the scales of balance shift and the great tapestry of reality is rewritten into different shapes and patterns. An uneasiness has crept into the land as cats chase dogs, coins fall freely out of pockets and roll away down the street. Impossible freak accidents leave many grief-stricken and strange, and never before seen diseases ravage those most healthy and burn them through in days. Even the land itself seems to suffer horribly. This is one of those players that decided not to accept the bargain and give gold to everyone else, but greedily took something for themselves. And it has caused an event in my capital and everyone else's capital in the game. And I've got unrest, I've lost population, I've lost gold, I've lost tax, I've gained misfortune, I've lost province defense, and again and again. So two guys, and Atlantis is going to do the same thing to me next turn. So almost another 1,000 population, gold, tax, misfortune, and less province defense. So we're down to 19 province defense. The next turn, I'm going to be down to 16 province defense. I'm going to have less population. I'm going to have more unrest. Uh, Thankfully, I have luck scales, so that's pushing pushing against that misfortune. Um, but yeah, that's quite a way to start a game. That was turn two event with the consequences showing up in turn four. Uh, very, very interesting way to begin. Okay, so we've taken this province. I've got lots of gold, so I figured, might as well do 10 PD. I'm going to recruit a commander here. Um, might as well recruit. No, I don't have any resources here, uh, so I'm not recruiting anything other than the commander. Um, I figure I've got the gold, might as well build the fort. I'm not really going with a fort production strategy here. I don't have cap only units that I really value, like except for these gladiators, and frankly, they don't really take resources, so I don't need to have resources in my capital. Um, with all that gold that I just got, I'm gonna get a lot of units this turn. I'm gonna get two serpent priests. Just getting these guys for research. I am going to send them out to site search at some point. I could get, it'd be nice to have a nature 3. Um, I've already got a water 2. Um, and then there's death and astral. But I'm thinking these guys might be the best thing to search for astral, if I can get an astral 2. And then these guys will be easier for death because I don't need them for other things. So that's coming up. Um, Yeah, more short term. Um, we're going to coalesce our troops in this province here. Um, the idea with this is I want a slightly bigger party. Here we can go like this. Um, with 3 of the large hydras. Like ideally I'll have groups of 3 large hydras to take all these expansion areas. Um, the idea is I want to expand efficiently and not lose too many troops while doing so. It's a little bit slow for sure. I'm sure there's other players that are being much more aggressive than I am. Um, but I'd like to, because I can only recruit one of these a turn, I would like to just uh, kind of go one at a time and keep stockpiling them. They're super expensive to own. Like 200 gold to build, 85 gold a year to upkeep. Um, but they're also a fairly low attrition way, hopefully, if I manage my resources properly, to expand with. Anyway, that's the turn. I'm not changing research. Uh, there's no mercenaries available. This is a new mercenary band. I should have looked and seen what they were. Um, Training monsters in my capital, using up all of my holy points. I need 2 here, and then the remainder go here. And we're just gonna save the gold because it's gonna be useful for recruiting next turn. Plus, I'll build I'll build a nice palisade there and get me started. And we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. That's Fable turn 4. Hi guys, I've got another turn of Fable as LA Pythium. Let's connect and have a look here. So it's turn number 5, and we have more events in our capital. First off, we have a proclamation from Ulm. A Mantis familiar is the prophet. That's different. And then we have our taking our second province here. So with this expansion, I have my original prophet, Worm Gatherer, and this Battle Deacon just brought in another batch of Hydras, small batch of Hydras. I want these Hydras in groups of 3 during expansion, the big guys, just because I think they'll be able to stay alive a little bit longer. Oh, that was a disaster. These guys are incredibly powerful. Strength 18, hitting for 20 and 18. They just clawed through my they totally just clawed through my baby Hydras. That was truly tragic. Oh my goodness. This guy got down to 1 hit point. Let's look at what is he getting hit with? These attack rolls are huge. He's rolling like 20s for his defense. But the attack rolls are coming in at the 30s. That's not something I can repel. Base attack of 14. Well, I am incredibly fortunate that that guy is still around. He did have another 10 HP of Undying, but like, that's not enough. That's not enough to save him. Thankfully, he's going to just regen up here. You can see his heads coming back one by one until he's at full hit points. So that looked bad, but we got pretty fortunate not losing a Hydra there. This is why I want to be expanding with parties of 3 Hydras, killing 60 PD there. There's another thing that happened, is the Battle Deacon retreated. I actually had him scripted to retreat. He had 5 holds and a script to retreat. There's only 2 provinces he could have retreated to if he retreated successfully, and my capital was one of them, which puts him back in my capital and in position to be used next turn. So in terms of events, we lose another 25 resources. This is that war cache dwindling. And then we have 2 more players clicked chose to share their wealth with other nations. And 1 more player chose to screw us over. So we take another unrest hit, another population loss in our cap, and we still have another huge pile of gold. So I am spending that gold. I'm going to recruit a commander here and here. I'm going to build a palisade here. My theory is that I'm going to fort up pretty seriously, because I think like independence won't take forts. So if I can at least have the forts, I'll have time to come back and clean up as events unfold, causing me to lose territory just to independence. I am more worried about what's going to happen just from randomness than I'm worried about other players in this game. Yeah, so in our capital, we've got another set of units coming out. I'm going to recruit some normal troops here, because I realized last turn that I actually have a full setup of normal troops here that I'm going to attempt to use. Now there's 20 units here, militias, harpies, and light infantry. I'm hoping that I can kill enough of these guys that I will be able to route the leader, and the leader I don't think I can kill. We're gonna position like so. No, you're gonna go there, there. Okay, so the Hydras will rush forward. These guys are on hold and fire because they actually all have a ranged attack. And I have bodyguards for this guy. So I'm thinking Harpies will come in, and hopefully I'll be able to fight them off. I think Harpies are pretty weak. And then the Hydras can kill enough of the militia and the light infantry that I'll get routes, and then I'll hopefully allow this guy to also route Hamadryad. And I don't believe these guys can run, but it'll at least lower his stats enough that that the the Hydras can hit. The Hydras hit like tanks with all their attacks. And when they're blessed with their +4 strength, it's actually a fair bit. These guys don't hit quite so hard, but it's still not bad. Like there's some piercing javelins that'll help out. Okay, research. Still gonna try and get some alteration level 2. Might be able to cast enlarge. Might be able to cast earth meld. I actually don't know if I can cast earth meld. Yeah, it's really just enlarge is the only thing I have a hope of casting. But we're gonna go enchantment next, and I might detour to construction depending on how this goes. It is only turn 5. All right, that's the turn. Thanks for watching. Hi everyone. I've got another turn here of Fable. This is turn. Ooh, as LA Pythium. I'm not sure what turn it is. It's turn 6. So we're halfway through year 1 expansion. A message from Zabalva. Goddamn indies, goddamn mod, making indies too strong. Well done, Zabalva. I feel very similar. We finished alteration level 1. We've attacked Bright Woods. We lost all of our committed tenses, basically, all 15 of them. Our Hydra did work, killing 3 units. Hydra hatchlings, and then we lost all of our militia and our Rataris. Wow, brutal. Just brutal. Let's view the bloodshed. So my troops are over here. Blessing 1 goes off. That looked like it missed this guy, yeah. So we're gonna get a... Oh, Jesus. Well, that came out of nowhere. So these harpies are going to be dead now. But it caused my hydras to move in and mix with my units, which means all these guys are going to be dead from poison. It's a wonder that everybody doesn't rout at this point, because these gladiators are dead. Yeah, all these guys are going to die from poison. These guys are going to die from poison. I I don't even know what to say. I think I've done a terrible thing here, but I'm not sure exactly what it was. How's the... Oh, here's the Hamadryad. Cool. How am I going to kill that? With all of my other troops leaving the battlefield. We'll speed things up. Okay, we'll slow things down. This guy is resistant to poison a little bit. Her protection's only 18 though, so I should be able to punch through that. Let's see what happens when the units get here. Yeah, so with all my strength and damage, my units can hurt this thing. Just not very much. Oh, and she's regenerating a fair chunk. What is her regeneration? 10%. So she's regenerating 10 hit points around, but my units are going to hit for more than that. Her defense and attack are super low, so there's not much she can do. Well done. Well done. Thank These guys were not sacrificed in vain. All of the units weren't sacrificed in vain. And let's check out the other battle. Oh no. Oh no. These seem like some big numbers. Poisoners. Dagger and poison bow. So we've seen that the arrows really seem to do some damage. And that could be bad for us. Like this harpy here, or Hydra, sorry, harpies was the other one. It's already taken a fair bit of pain, down to 7 hit points. Oh boy. Well, we seem to be killing some of them. That's good. This guy feels very exposed. I'm worried about him. Oh, he seems to be doing okay. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, he's making it through. Good. So we didn't lose the big hydras, and this shouldn't be a problem now. Although we've lost all but 3 of the little hydras. Speed things up. Like, this is so dangerous. It's a wonder I didn't lose more. We're down to 3 and 3. That might be sufficient to keep going. Yeah, the big hydras are doing work though. Let's see what things look like here. This is a nice province. I'm thinking we continue this pattern. So we can see 1, 2, 3. No. So I'm thinking if we take this and circle around, but we're not going to be able to cross there. So like, this feels like an odd province to take. We don't belong owning that. But if I send this guy up here, see, giant spiders, the black sorceress, black Celia, the black. It's a generic sorceress. So there could be elementals. You can't cross this. So I think it's a moot point. Yetis. Uh, wow. Never healing wound. You got some experience though, eh? Like these experience stars, in theory, if I can get these guys up to experience level 2, they'll be in pretty good shape. I really shouldn't have picked this direction as the way to go. Hmm. Let's roll the dice. What? What kind of province defense is this? Crossbowmen? They look really blurry. Let's come back and we'll try this again with another batch of troops. In the meantime, we can search for water 2, nature 3, death 1. And we can do 2 of those. So these guys are going to be what I'm going to recruit long term because I can get air. So if I find an air one, then I'm going to site search with that. What other paths do I need? Like, conceivably, I could get a death 2 out of these guys, but I'm not going to roll the dice on that. Um, let's do a standard. What's the committed attempts is 15 gold for 12 experience. And then probably this is the equivalent. Castle defense bonus, 8 gold, 10 hit points. So I probably want these guys. So we'll do one standard and the remaining here, but we're not using enough resources. But that's not a problem we can solve. So we'll recruit that. So we still have 5 units that we left as our bodyguard. And then we'll have 2 sets of hydras. So we're going to come down and then go over. These guys are going to go here. I have lower hopes for this. I just, fingers crossed. I'd much rather have a palisades here. But what if we do a palisades here and a palisades there? It's probably not an idea. Not a good idea. So recruit units, nothing special. Recruit units, nothing special. Now this is odd because when I played this game before, there really seemed to be a lot of interesting sites that you could find that would allow you to do things with your provinces that you captured to like interact with them. And I haven't found one of them yet. Yeah, we're definitely going to try and build something there. If I can get this, this, and this will be an excellent thing to have forted up. And we'll have this forted up, and then I think I'm going to try and fort this up as well. Yeah, so I don't have any of the upgrades to show you guys, which feels kind of sad. I don't think I'm going to site search yet. I'm getting 46 research per turn. That's another 2 turns. I might try and get a serpent priest next turn to lead troops rather than just my battle deacon, because he could probably cast enlarge. Which could add some survivability, maybe, to my little hydras. So LA Pythium seems to be doing really good. The old, good old worm eater with worm gather here. Like, seems to be surviving. There was no strange message this turn. Not a single event. It's peaceful. It's like a normal game. I don't know who my other neighbors are yet. It's just man here. Should be someone else down here. One of these provinces would have someone else. So if I move out one and my dominion spreads, I should see what's going on. But yeah, I took 2 provinces last turn. It's pretty amazing. I'm not building a palisade this turn, even though I totally could. I'll save it for next turn. Alright guys, that's turn 6, I think. Thanks for watching. Hi guys, I've got another turn of Havamal. Not Havamal. Whoa, this is Clockwork Fable. I'm LA Pythium. And we are on turn like 8, I think. So we're expanding successfully. Big hydras just slaughtering other things as they should. So this is like almost the minimum size. We need to have at least 5 units in here, or otherwise we take a morale penalty. And we got very fortunate that these spiders here are on discipline, so they're going to attack closest. Like we cannot handle an attack rear at this point. So let's speed it up. And Just absolute destruction. Beautiful. And we've got an unexpected event. Tax collection. Nice. Tax error in your favor. Collect $200. Okay, so we can choose to keep going here. Hog Knights and Hoburg Defenders. Yeah, we could do okay. Ooh, look at this. We've got an arena, a cabin in the woods, which we can get us a woodcutter's cabin architect and a poacher's cabin architect. We've got a fisherman's hut, and we've got a node of ice. So this is our second node of ice. We're not going to claim these because I don't want my Dominion to get colder. This just gives Dominion cold. For now, I might want it to get colder later. But for now, this seems reasonable. But let's have a look and see what some of these things do. So if I get a cabin architect, architects are often employed to improve the state of certain dwellings. The cost of such an undertaking often varies depending on how complex the task is, but the investment required can at times be great. Once an architect finishes what he has been hired to achieve, he will leave the province for other undertakings. So this is like an upgrade to the province that I get it in. So this particular architect does, by investing a small amount of gold in a simple abandoned cabin in the woods, may improve into a woodcutter's cabin, which will fell and process an impressive 5 tree trunks a month for various battle gear. And then poacher's cabin is a simple and abandoned cabin in the woods, which is a site, may be given to poachers in return for their services. Poachers are cowardly but skilled hunters capable of providing supplies for themselves and their fellows, even in the harshest environments. Let's go with the woodcutter's cabin here. Oh, and there's a whole other site here. So we'll do woodcutter first. And what's the fisherman's hut? So the fishing dock. A fisherman's hut is extended into a large fishing dock. The dock will increase the fish yield fivefold and therefore profit, and will furthermore promote growth scales in a province now abundant with food and income. So appears to improve growth. And village architect. Dark and abominable secrets may lurk seemingly simple settlements. An Innsmouth village will produce as much as 35 pounds of gold from fishing, and villagers may be conscripted from it. Oh, sign me up. Let's do the village next. So I can only do one per turn, but I'm just going to queue that there, and we're going to defend the living heck out of this province in the hopes of holding it for a turn. This is going to be a palisades here. That's going to be constructing there, and we should get site searching. We're going to need another Thurug here. Ooh, maybe we don't. Maybe we construct our next settlement here, and we'll move that guy over, which will allow us to recruit another batch of hydras, importantly. So, not going to build here for now. Going to move this guy over. Let's go up here. I don't think I want to take this. We'll go here. Okay, I'm back. What was I doing? Yeah, we're going to expand these cabin in the woods and fisherman's hut. There's also an arena here for an extra 25 gold. There's lots of good sites. Not a ton of recruitment points though. This is a risky expansion. But at this point, like, this is such a dead-end group here that I've unfortunately, like, by circling around this way, I really have not given myself too many options of where to go next, just because of these connections here are separated by a river. Let's take a look at this setup here. So we've got these guys will be in hold and attack. So we've got a good set of hydras here, good set of core units and support. That will not have a problem expanding there, I don't believe. 94 gold, 72 gold. We're still pretty interested in gold, so we'll go there. Um, and I think we can start site searching. So screw more research. Let's go site search this, and then circle around back here. So to site search, we're going to do nature 3, water 2, astral 2, holy 2 is here, and death 1. So we're missing air, and I think that's it. Yeah, air is the only extra thing. Um, and we are not building another palisades this turn. Okay, this guy is going to go up here. There must be a capital right here, because man is here. We don't want to get any closer to him. We're going to take this. And then if I could somehow get this and this, that would be an amazing border, but that might be being far too greedy. We haven't done any of the expanding down here, because I think this might be my first war, is south. Yeah, up there, let's take a look at this setup here. So these guys can go up here on hold and attack. And I'm going to put these guys, no, they'll go right here. So I am anticipating losing all these units. And I'm back. Um, yeah, let's have a look. So the last time we did this, we lost all of these units. So I think that's probably going to happen again. Um, but if it makes this expansion a little easier, then I think it's totally worth it. This is getting risky here, but I mean it worked out. It worked out in this case, but there's a very low number of units. These are much higher unit counts. Yeah, this could be bad. I'm hoping the Hoburgs, the crossbows though. That's so bad for us. Crossbows are so bad for these guys. This guy's never healing wound still isn't healed. Like if we went, but we're losing a turn either way. Okay, I think suicide's the only option up here. A suicidal expansion. Um, Trying to get this Lands of our Lord. This could mean that man takes it later, but there's really no other good move for this group. We'll go here. This might potentially next turn here, here, or here. Lots of good options here. Check the research again. We're still going up alteration 2. I'm not, by moving all these units out, I'm definitely hurting my own expansion, but that's fine. I might get another independent commander. Just one centurion here to bring back in to help with this expansion next turn. That might be useful. All right, thanks for watching. That's a turn. Hi everyone. I've got a game of Clockwork Fable here as LA Pythium. Can't remember what turn we're on. I want to say 7, could be 8. Looks like 8. So we've got a battle in the Land of our Lord. This was the optimistic expansion party. This is too aggressive. Very aggressive. So we've got Hoburg Knights, these little guys, the Hog Knights. We've got actual heavy cav. Oh, that's good. And then we've got Hoburg Defenders, which don't have crossbows, thank goodness, and crossbows. Yeah, this is a recipe for disaster. Let's see how the charge goes. Already taking some damage here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Well, that went well. That went shockingly well. I wonder how they did that well. Like, how is the Hydra doing this? Attack roll, defense roll, defense roll, defense roll, defense roll, defense roll. 7 points of damage. So it's the defense. The defense is working. That's what's going on here. After all that fretting about whether or not the defense was going to work, it worked, and I didn't lose a single unit. Okay, so we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose here. We're gonna lose bad here. Let's see. We got a little bit of a blessing go off. Hopefully, we're gonna get some more. More blessing, please. This big Hydra is not blessed. This big Hydra is not blessed. Oh boy, just melts our front line. Okay, so this guy's finally caught a blessing. This guy isn't blessed. This guy. Oh no. 40 hit points. Well, he's still alive. So again, my troops are clustering in behind. I should probably have had these troops on like attack rear or something. 'Cause this is bad. Well, at least I didn't lose my big hydras. That's important. Yeah, big hydras are fine. Yeah, and then the fear finishes them off. Beautiful. So no big hydras lost. But here it says I did lose a big hydra. So the battle replay isn't quite being honest here. That's unfortunate. Um, Not sure what might be different between my computer and the server. Um, the construction of the woodcutter's cabin has been finalized in the Great Feral. Cool. Let's have a look. Produces 5 resources. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to further upgrade that. So increase the rate at which lumber is gathered and processed 5-fold. That we might do that lumberjack's hut to get more wood, but for the time being, we're going to use the village architect here. So this is produce as much as 35 pounds of gold, and villagers may be conscripted from it. I don't know what villagers being conscripted means, but it's got to be good. And 35 gold is just going to be great for the income of this town. So it's going to be a low recruitment place, unfortunately. Here we found a blacksmith. So in a blacksmith, we've got 2 options. This is a smithy architect. We can build a smithy. Um, the smithy will double the speed at which new weapons and armaments are forged. So I'm thinking that means it'll double the resources. Not certain about that. And then the other one is an armory. And this is the one I'm going to build. So an armory is constructed to stockpile armaments. Many smiths will tirelessly work for many months to fill the numerous racks of the armory. And once their job is completed, gear enough to raise a full contingent of cavalry will be available. and stockpiling will begin anew. So I think this means that after every couple of turns, I'm going to get a bunch of cavalry in this province. Um, and I think it also means that these 25 resources are going to go away. So this one would give me more resources. This one makes the resources go away, but means I get heavy cavalry in exchange. Um, this is absurd that I got this. Like, I'm just absolutely gambling my life away. Like, you saw here that I actually lost a Hydra, whereas here I haven't lost, I didn't lose any Hydras, and I took this really expensive province. Um, I was thinking about going here, but that's within 2 of man's cap, and that's too much for me. Yeoman is here, so I want to stay ideally 2 away from his cap. So I'm going to go here, and I said I wouldn't do this because this is going to have storm demons. But if we look at our bless, maybe the shock resistance 10 will allow us to handle the lightning attacks of the storm demons. And then the only scary thing here is nothing. Nothing. As long as we're not dying to the lightning. So maybe this is going to work. Maybe this is going to work. And then we can go here, and then we can go here. This is also scary, but we'll see. I don't have any gold because I'm spending it all on Hydras and spending it all on province upgrades. Like, these things are expensive. Um, so we'll maybe take a turn off recruiting Hydras next turn. I couldn't even get both of my commanders and stop doing upgrades just to consolidate power for a little bit. Yeah, and then we're doing this other attack here. So we got a Master of Games that we're going to use to bring in Hydras. These guys can be on guard commander. They'll just be a little bit of PD. And then we're just going to put a big stack of Hydras here. What we'll do is we'll push these guys forward a touch so that I can probably get 3 blessings off before as the Hydras go by. Yeah. Yeah, just recruiting another Thurg. I've got an air random here, which is perfect. It'll be used once we hit construction level 2 to build owl quills because our research is going to be terrible. Everyone else here is site searching, just a big stack of site searchers. And they're probably going to move up here, and I'll build a lab here, and that's where this guy is going to start building owl quills, is in this lab, because I actually have lots of gems that should be turned into owl quills pronto. All right. That's turn 8. We're doing excellently expansion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 provinces on turn 8 is crazy. If I can get 9 next turn, I'd be happy with that. But if I get 10, that's also crazy. Then if this doesn't die, I'm continuing down here. If this doesn't die, I'll continue over here and eventually meet up in this land. Sebulba is here, but this is 3 away from his cap, so I should be able to take it for myself. If I can completely isolate this, then I'll have lots of time to take it in the future. I want to make sure I border this province and this province, and eventually border this. But I'm not really in a huge hurry to get here. But yeah, things are looking good. I'm totally thinking that it's not worth it to worry about invading anyone right now, because if I can have a super good expansion, consolidate my gains, then I'll actually be happy to sit and wait and see what happens in the world diplomatically. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's the turn. Hi everyone. I've got 2 turns of Fable here. It should be turns 9 and 10. So let's load up turn 9 and we'll take a look. Don't really remember this. Got a burial mound. I think that's a death one site. Then 2 successful expansions. I believe, no lost hydras this time. Good. So we finished our armory, finished our village, and those guys disappeared, and then we finished our palisades. So this guy, I'm gonna need to eventually recruit. I mean, I'm gonna recruit a Leo from here, is what I want. Wait, what? Where do Leos come from? Leo. Helidromos? I did not realize those were location specific. So I want one of these to site search for fire. Fire 2 specifically. Um, but here we go. This guy. I thought I could get this guy. Where does he come from? Leo. He comes from farmlands? Why can I get him here, but not here? Maybe if I build a fort, then I can no longer get him. Maybe that's what's going on. I have no idea. Regardless, what I mean to do is get a Helidromus to search for fire. These guys are going to continue site searching. I think I'm going to go here, and depending on how this battle goes, either go here or here next. I really got to get this air guy up to here and a lab on that so that he can build alquils. Yeah, so pulling this guy back, pushing this guy forward, we're getting greedy. We're going to try and take this province, which should be worth a ton. It's a large farmland. Should be very valuable for gold. It is within 2 of gas cap circle, but it is also within 2 of my cap circle, so we'll go for it for ourselves. Within 2 of my cap is also out here as well. So I would like to get this eventually. We'll see. It looks like man has gone another direction with his expansion, so I'm hoping this is up for grabs. Maybe I'll send him a message in a few turns, and then I will take the initiative and grab these for myself. I'm glad I got this because Joman here has gone this direction. I won't push more forward this way. I could technically take this, but it's so blocked off it would have hurt my further expansion, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm hiding here, hoping to see a little bit about how this guy's expanding. I'd love to learn what his trick is. Yeah, and then my research is pretty much non-existent. I'll get alteration level 2, so I can actually cast a spell or 2 to buff my units, specifically enlarge, which I might start using if I use one of these as my expansion leader. He can lead 10 units, so 10 hydras, and then he takes a bunch of gems and spans a blessing and enlarge. Could be good, could be good. Might not make much of a difference. Well, shouldn't make much of a difference. But I gotta leverage everything I can. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Let's end the turn and go to turn 10, I believe, which just finished. Okay, 2 magic sites. 2 magic sites. And they're both air. I just found 3 gems per turn, and it's all air. Wow. Wow. We have to get a friggin' lab. These guys can search this. Let's go back to the events. That's crazy. 3, that's gonna fix my drain scales right there. Oh my goodness. So we're at night. We have 3 huge hydras, 1 with a never healing wound. We divine bless. Is this a limp? Uh-oh. Limp is bad. We might let these hydras recuperate. because that one's had a never healing wound for a while now. Now, these guys should have low morale, and that should cause them problems. Well, it doesn't look like it's causing them problems. I truthfully do not know how fear works. Like, it seems to have hit him. Like, has the fear been factored in yet? Like, these guys are routing. Wow, the sound effects of the cave cows are hilarious. Corrosive spit. Well, luckily my units do not have items. So you can't corrode if they don't have items. That guy's got a limp still. Let's speed this up. Man, they are so ugly, those cave cows. So ugly. Well, it would be a real shame if we lost the guy on the march. Oh, so we lose 4 hydras here. So I split them into 2 squads. I wonder if this is what causes problems with the blessing. Because I think he missed this one, yeah. And it's so important that these guys get blessed. Like I could lose this guy right here. Because he is not blessed. Is he gonna get blessed? Okay, now he's blessed. Took a while. These battle monks. Man, I'd love to get these battle monks for myself. That would be really cool. And against humanoids, these things do alright. Even when they're totally surrounded and routing and almost dead. Jesus. What? We rout? Oh. Did we rout? No. We won and we only lost 4 units, whereas in that replay it looked like a friggin' disaster. Oh, it must be something with the mod causing problems. Okay, so this is the armory that we built last turn, and it has filled up, and it has joined. We've gained a diseased, battle-frightened, heavy cavalry unit. Oh, but he has units, and these guys aren't terrible. In fact, they're not even injured. Why is this guy so badly off? We might actually use these units. Lance, 18, Morningstar, Hoof. Oh man, this is what we're getting every couple of turns from the arsenal? Lovely. I love it. And there's no more upgrades to be had here, unfortunately. And then this guy can recruit the Helidromus. I wonder if when this palisade finishes, it's going to prevent me from recruiting him. Maybe statistics, pretenders of the world, worm eater. What does it say? Can be recruited in all non-fort provinces. So I specifically need a non-fort province for these units. So these guys are cap only. These guys are fort only. So I can at least get serpent acolytes. But I need to get a lab here specifically. And I'm going to want a unit that can site search to do that. So you can go here and you can site search and build a lab. Yeah, we have gold this turn. How good is this province? Oh, it's so good. So good. And it's heavy cav. We might dump 20 PD in here. This is important. This is important that we hold this. Let's go here. Greater otherness. 2 of them. Hopefully the light infantries and the crossbowmen can be killed and then we can rout them. Because we are losing units, we're going to group these guys up. We're going to put this guy even a little bit farther forward. What's the range on Blessing? 15. Yeah, that should be fine. Should be fine. We'll go here and secure these. I mean, we could grab this, but this is within 2 of Zabalba's cap. So that's fine. We'll take this. These are terrible. I forgot how bad the province defense is for cavemen. Really not worth it. I want to see how man is expanding. So he's here, so he might expand here next turn. And then we'll just wait here. And then that might tell us a little bit about how man and yeoman are doing. So Bulba's here, and we've got some roads from this province. So if we look at map movement, I guess it's winter, so that it's 14 and 16. Yeah, that doesn't actually help us that much. It could just be because it's hostile as well. Yeah, why did I build this even? Just to have another fort? I guess you're supposed to build forts in this game. Speaking of not building things, let's spend all our gold on units like we usually do. And let's look at the Innsmouth village. So this is hilarious. So it gets additional 35 gold. That's great. And it also gets me this Innsmouth villager, which is a pretty cheap unit. But it's protection 0 even though it's hit points 15. So if I have an aquatic leader, I could take these guys underwater and potentially kill the shamblers. Maybe. Yeah, maybe kill the shamblers. How many of these could I get? Also. So this guy will increase this by 5 to 25. But do I really need resources here? My recruitment points are only 76. Yeah, I'm going to need resources here. So we can increase that by a factor of 5. And what if we get a bunch of these guys? We'll need a few turns of recruitment of them. And then we'll need some way of getting underwater. So could that be a ring of water breathing? And that would be construction level 2. So we're still a few turns out from that. But yeah, this guy with a ring of water breathing, leading an army of these guys, that could work. Merman Village, would this be cheaper? I think we'll have actually less recruitment points here. So if we'll take 2 captains, send one to the other side, and one on this side, and then we don't need a ring of water breathing. So that's so captain next turn, then 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 turns from now. And then we can take this province. And they're both amphibious, so then we could potentially walk them over here and walk them over here. And I don't think the mod actually affects underwater provinces. So importantly, if we can eventually bust through to this, which seems unlikely at the moment, but you know, stranger things have happened. Right now, it looks like we could potentially have this, 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 this. And that would be amazing, because right now we're on turn 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 provinces. And this one in particular is pretty good. This one's going to need to be afforded. That's what this guy here is doing. We're going to get that afforded. Um, let's say, I use these guys here on like a suicide run. Shade Beast, Horse Tribe Cavalry, and Shades. Because I could also send them over here. I really need another priest. So maybe I get a Serpent Acolyte first. And then this would allow me to lead my next Holy Expansion party. So if these guys patrol province just for a turn, and then we could recruit Heavy Cav instead of these guys. No, we cannot. No, too resource intensive. But we could recruit here. Oh, we were going to upgrade this. Yeah, let's do that. Screw these mermen. I wanted to get a vampire mason. Home to the bloodthirsty creatures of the night. I wonder what that does. Let's see, what's a port? Oh my goodness. This is what I should get. What's a port do? So port allows me to recruit this captain who is sailing. That's cool. So he can just sail everyone. Anyone he can lead, he can sail up to size 3. Okay, this guy is a port royal architect. So by investing, a simple port may be turned into a royal port, making it the dominant trading hub in this part of the world. The profits from a port royal are double that of a simple port. How much is a port worth to me? 10 gold, 10 resources, 25 supply points. That's cool. But what could a slaver's bay do? A bargain is struck and the port is open to slavers and turned into a slaver's bay. In return for holding slave auctions, the slavers will provide you with a steady supply of blood slaves. Sick. That's awesome. And will occasionally pay tribute in the form of slaves of whatever cargo they might be transporting. Yeah, screw units. We're opening up a slaver's bay. Oh, 425 gold. Well, let's undo some of this damage here and see if we can afford 425 gold. Where am I spending all this gold on? Yeah, I'm spending too much gold on PD here. Let's get just one tick. Let's go there. This guy can probably still do 10. No. If we can't afford it, we don't get it. I really want to get this. I would like to get one of these guys because it's going to take him a while to move over. And then next turn, I'm going to stop wasting all my gold on these sweet, sweet upgrades and actually going to do something. This guy's not being particularly useful to me, so we're going to move him out there. This guy is going to be used to lead Hydras, probably along with this guy. We have, what the heck, a transmutation stone? Can only be given to certain type of units. Okay, transmutation stone. The transmutation stone is a magical focus. Once given to a familiar, it is capable of drawing in vast amounts of magic and channeling them through it. The magical energy absorbed by the familiar will be sufficient for the spirit to assume a different aspect in the terrestrial sphere and change its shape. Using the transmutation stone is not without some inherent risk, however. The vast magic needed for the transmutation can often attract unwanted attention and leave the familiar marked. So I don't even know what a familiar is, but I guess I can look forward to finding that out. Um, yeah, these look like normal provinces. They'd be nice to have those. Uh, Sweet. Okay. I think I was counting provinces. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe you get 13, 14. Yeah, who am I kidding? I'm not getting a lab anytime soon. I'm getting owl quills. That's what I'm doing. We're at 36. So construction level 1. Yeah, this isn't going to happen quickly, unfortunately, but we got to go for owl quills. I probably picked incorrect provinces to palisade up. These guys give an admin bonus of 15, so 15% gold increase. So that'll help here a little bit, just a little bit. Oh, we could still recruit this guy. Maybe next turn. Maybe next turn. I'm so stoked to get this Slaver's Bay Architect. We have to do that. And this Haunted Tower Vampire Mansion clearly have to do that. Way too cool not to. Um, so we'll get those things started, and then we'll worry about, you know, things like province defense next turn. Um, I think that we're going to have a hard enough time just holding on to this empire. We won't even need to worry about other players. I think events will make holding these lands difficult. Okay, guys, that's the turn. Thanks for watching. Hi, guys. I've got a turn of uh, LA Fable as Pythium here. We are still expanding. I think it's like turn 11. We found a Rune of Water. This is a water site that, well, obviously it's a water site, but it's just boosts the range of rituals. We're not really going to try and capitalize it. No other sites there. We got a battle. Let's take a look. This is our bare minimum Hydra squad that has done so much damage that I never give this guy a chance to heal. What do we got? We got some apparitions. He carries plague. Oh boy. And he's diseased. Oh man. That looks dangerous. What's this lady? It's a wailing lady. Hmm. I'm not actually familiar with that unit. I've never played as Ermor. Oh, and this guy's still crippled. So that's no good. Oh, and this guy is diseased now and has never healing wound. 64 health. So, 64 health is his current max health. So we'll see what he ends up at after the battle. Oh, this guy actually saw some action. Iron Will. He must have entered the Hall of Fame last turn. And then we got another battle here. Oh, interesting. This guy got kind of stupefied here. Do we have Mind Blasters? Drain Life and Distorted Claw. These are horrors. Formless Spawn. There we go. We got a Mind Blaster right here. Elder Thing from the Wasp. Yeah, this is a pretty scary looking province. So that's just paralyzing. I don't think it's doing damage. And these are horror mantises that have twice the number of attacks, and they're magical of normal mantises. Lovely. With magic power. That's crazy. What is this? Oh, greater otherness. That's a normal unit, thank goodness. normal 4 unit. And they have trample, so they trample my hydras. And of course, they're immune to poison because everything in this friggin' mod is immune to poison, and I play the Poison Nation. Thankfully, my units hit for a lot of damage with their strength buffs and their many attacks. Nice. That's not bad. We better inspect our troops. Okay, so we've constructed the Slaver's Bay. We've constructed the Vampire Mansion, which was caught. This is just normal event. Secretarian movement. Oh, let's identify where this is. Secretarian movement here. Okay, I'm gonna have to patrol this out. Yeah, so this turn we have the Slaver's Bay. 5 blood slaves a turn. That is excellent. That that makes me want to get blood so we could get orgy, which is just as good as it sounds. That's what I meant to say there. But we're going to need some revelers to do that. So we need a lab here. So I'm moving 2 mages out, one here and one here, because we might want to build a lab in either of these provinces next turn. Let's have a look at these units. So this guy's diseased and has a chest wound, but it doesn't actually affect his max health because he's regenerating. How about this guy? This guy's diseased and has a never healing wound. Again, it's not affecting his max health. So we're going for greed this turn. We're going here to take out this, and then if we can take out this, that would be really sweet. That's technically within Falegra's zone of control, but there's a giant citadel here, which is going to take us forever to siege down with our 18 siege strength. But we might be able to take and hold the province in our own name, and give us time to bring our units down. Sorry, build a siege party and take it out. So next expansion, I'm going to go up here. I don't have any immediate expansions outside of my cap circle. So I'm taking this party here. Let's script it. Blessing, blessing. Probably resist poison. Enlarge, enlarge. Cast spells. Give him maybe 10 gems for now. He might be able to cast enlarge and help our troops. Let's position him properly. It's going to be there, it's going to be there. And if we compare this, this guy is over here, this guy's here. These guys are on hold and attack rear. This leader is going to die, but I'll get a few turns out of him. Maybe I'll just move this guy here to take over leading those troops temporarily. This is where we found the Rune of Water. So we're site searching for air, and everything else is going over here. We're building a palisades in the Great Feral. I think I started this a couple turns ago. And we started a palisades in Zanbarath. So really most of our gold's going to infrastructure. I figure we're going to have excellent expansion. We might as well use that gold to build some infrastructure so that we can later hope to hold it as the game progresses. I've got a leader here. He's moving over to this province, and I'm going to produce a few of these boys this turn. I'm going to upgrade this woodcrafter, this lumberjack's hut, so that I'm getting 25 resources out of it, just specifically so I can pull more of these villagers out. So I'm going to go 1, 2, so 1 turn of recruitment, 2 turns of recruitment, attack, and then I might go back, pick up another turn of recruitment, and then head over here. and then eventually over here. And hell, maybe even over there. Like, we'll see. We'll see if I can get access to these provinces. Falegra, I don't believe, has good access to underwater stuff. In fact, if I could take these two, that'd be awesome. But I don't want to paint too much of a target on my back. So new sites, we've got an interesting site here. We've got a Node of Nature, so it's like a throne that I can claim it to alter my dominion. This one gives me growth +1. We'd already found another one of these over here, Node of Ice for cold +1. I don't need growth +1. I'm already a growth 3 nation. I don't need cold +1 either because I like the heat. But this one, the Altar of Death, blessed troops get Undying +4. That will help the Hydras. If we look at my current bless, I have Undying 10. So that would be another 4 effective hit points for my Hydras. Over here we have another blacksmith. We found one of these already, and we turned it into an armory. I might just turn this one into a smithy to see what we can get. No, probably not. I like the armory too much. How much is this? 375? Yeah, I can't afford to do it anytime soon because I want to fort this up. This is such a good province. Tons of income, tons of population, and the Slaver's Bay makes it an excellent, excellent fort to be building. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was this vampire mansion. So we've got a Tower of Darkness architect now. So we upgraded it to the vampire mansion. Now I'm going to upgrade it to this Tower of Darkness thing. So a vampire mansion may be turned into a Tower of Darkness, a looming black tower that challenges the very rays of sunlight to touch its surface. The Tower of Darkness is home to the ancient vampires, those creatures of the night that have survived for eons and left countless bloodless corpses in their trail over the course of many centuries. Currently, I can recruit vampires here, and these are cool. So 70 for 75 gold, I get basically the standard, I think it's blood 7 or blood 6 blood rite ritual that creates a vampire troop. Um, these guys don't have any protection like they would in, wait, no, I'm thinking of a different mod. So they don't have any protection. This is like normal vanilla. What's different, I think, is I don't think these guys normally have upkeep costs, but the upkeep here is 60 gold per year. So every single one of these I get would cost me 5 gold per turn just to own. So if I had a squad of 100 of these, that's 500 gold a turn off my income. Um, it might be more reasonable to get 10 of them. They are undead, and I don't have a lot of undead leadership options. I don't think I have any undead leadership options. I'm looking down here, undead leader. Because I don't have any natural death mages in this nation. Yeah, not even, oh, there we go. Yes, I do. So I can lead squads of 30 of these. So maybe that's what I could do later in the game, start recruiting these things. They don't take, let's look at them. It's 1 resource, 20 recruitment points. So if I build this here, it's going to take resources out of this province. But I should still have enough resources to get, like, let's see, what's this fortification at? Oh no, I might consume all of my resources here if I build this palisade. If it's such a big deal, I'll deconstruct it later. But strategically speaking, I need to have a palisade here, so as much as like long-term vampire recruitment would be cool, palisade here first. What I'm hoping for is that if I upgrade this to this dark tower thing, I'll get access to like for real vampires, like vampire lords, or like at least a blood 1 vampire. Um, that would be sweet. That would break me into blood seriously, especially with this Slaver's Bay here. Oh man. I could just go be a pure blood nation and be hilarious. Um, I'm starting to think that the best way to play this mod is to don't play normal dominions, play with the mod. Like just assume that it's going to be super important and kind of roll with the punches as they land. I got so many good places I can build forts. I should build a fort here. That'd be excellent. All right, guys, that's turn 11 of LA Pythium.